Welcome back to TECHNOBABBLE. Going a little off the rails, unscripted video here today. But a product, a concept of product anyway, that I've wanted to check out and play with, examine, review, use for a long time, and that's an electronics duster. This one also doubles as a little vacuum. You can use it on your desk, your computers, your consoles. You know, basically just to replace cans of pressurized air that you would use to dust out electronics and stuff. Save money over the course of time, sort of thought. Although it's always a little bit hard to want to jump in just because they seem cheap. I think I've never seen a big company make one of these, and then if a big company did make one, like a reputable company made one, it would probably be really expensive. So it wouldn't have, how much money would you really save? So it's kind of a on the fence sort of thing, and I found this one and it was a pretty decent price at the time that I got it. It's been a while back since I bought it, and I have had plenty of time to use it and test it and everything. And here's one of the little tests that I run just for some fun. Leave some of the audio in there from that just so you can actually hear it. It's fairly loud. I mean, it's basically a tiny handheld vacuum cleaner air blowing thing. Here's a real test, a more practical, more realistic sort of test, is the graphics card that came out of the computer that Game Despo sent me. That thing was dusty when he sent it to me, and I don't remember dusting it or anything when I started making videos on it, so just kind of plugged it in and was ready to go. I was so excited to have a computer, and then I ran it for a pretty good while. I forget how long exactly it was. Yeah, the graphics card still had some of his pet's hair in it, so it definitely needed a good dusting. And I think for the price and what it is, that the little dual vacuum cleaner electronics duster worked fairly well. I actually enjoy the thing. In all the time that I've had it, the only real complaint that I would have about it would be that its battery life isn't great, but then I don't know what you would truly expect from a handheld vacuum cleaner with a fairly high RPM fan. Other than that, the build quality is okay. It feels like relatively cheap plastic and everything, and the handle, it charges from the base of the handle of the device. You can feel air blow out of it when it's turned on, so it's not sealed within itself, so it probably would get better air pressure coming out of it and better airflow if it was sealed better. So the build quality isn't great, which is one of those things, like I was saying, that stands reason to be afraid of when jumping into buying a kind of generic, made in China, no name, no brand sort of thing. And I'm going to go under the assumption that 80%, 90% of these things are all going to work pretty well the same, and they work pretty well. I will leave this one in the description in a non-affiliated link if you want to, if I can even still find it after all this time, because that's another thing with these sort of products, is you don't know when the store that sells them is going to go up or down or anything like that. Even on Amazon, there's some shady stuff. So if the link is still there, if this product is still sold, I will link it in the description below, and you can check it out if you want to. I think it works pretty well, and that's really the point of it, and that's the point of this video, is to kind of show it in use and mostly just be happy with it. I guess It works, and as long as it continues to work for a significant amount of time, it, at its price, which I think was around $20 something, will continue to pay for itself pretty quickly. Like, it will be able to pay for itself pretty quickly, because I would go through, I don't know how many cans of quote unquote canned air or electronics duster pressurized air cans, and those add up pretty quick. Those are like $4 or $5 a pop or something, depending on where you get them. So it's already pretty much paid for itself, just what use I've got out of it, because those cans don't last very long, especially on projects that are as dusty as this old graphics card. I think it would be nice to have a little bit higher quality electronics duster or vacuum, little handheld vacuum, but this does the job sufficiently. And I think that some of my little goofier tests, even like the fidget spinner thing, you can see that it's got some pretty good airflow coming out of it and creates pretty good force, I guess. And at the start of taking the graphics card apart, I hit it with the air duster, and it just blows dust out everywhere. So really, I mean, what else is there to say? It works, it's functional, and it has held up for as long as I've had it now, which has been a couple of months. So if it does fail or anything, I will make like a follow-up video and go, well, it doesn't work anymore. If it's something you're in the market for, I can recommend this one. Despite its lower like build quality, it's not great, but it has worked well for me so far. Again, that's really all that I know to say about this. Unscripted videos for me can kind of tend to be just incredibly rambly because I have no focus. So I'm going to let it go. I'm going to call that the end of the video. This thing works. If you want to, you can check it out. It comes with all kinds of different attachments. It works as a vacuum cleaner and a duster. And yeah, this has been Valhalla's Demise on TECHNOBABBLE. Remember to be safe, be good, and hope to catch you in the next one.